Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Inter-America Challenge here at Sim Racing 604. This is round number 3 here at Brands Hatch, and we have quite a special booth tonight. We got Giancarlo Lenzi, aka Landros Radic, and of course, you already know him as the Flying Scotsman, Paul Muir, the Gamer Scott, and brand new to the booth, we have Cigar Bakshi. What's going on, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
I feel like everybody left the booth in a second. What?
I was going to say, where did everyone go?
Hey everybody, glad to be here.
Hey, welcome.
So, Cigar, being brand new, if you want to introduce yourselves to our sim racing audience.
Alrighty then, I am pretty green to ACC and racing in general. Picked up a wheel when the pandemic started back in May of the first lockdown and became an addict very quickly. Ran into a couple good people along the way that have pushed me to become better, and here we are, pushing it to the limits.
No, that's awesome, man. What made you want to get?
How it gets you, isn't it?
Say it again, Paul.
I was just saying, it's always how it gets you. It's like, yeah, I'll just give this a shot, and then
It's, it always starts with a $50 wheel you get on Craigslist, and all of a sudden you've got the cockpit. Oh, the wheel, I need new brakes, I need new pedals. Okay, well now I need the new wheelbase, and it just never ends.
Yeah, now I've got 6 monitors. When did that happen?
And they're all different makes and models too.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, speaking about how that happened, looking at Joel Dallas in the front, followed by the Bentleys. I know I said I was going to be the one to bring this up. As we cross the line and we're green here at Brands Hatch. Surprising to see the Bentleys and so close. Brennan Schmid bringing on the action into turn 1 there right behind Joel Dallas. Looks like Josiah Farrell's going to have to back out and let Brennan Schmid go by, as it looks like Eric Neville and Ty Carver are going to go wheel to wheel now, and Ty Carver gets spun there, and it looks like it's going to be on Eric Neville as he dives down the inside. Now Oswin Wilson is going to try to get around the next Bentley, and it looks like Carter Irvin making contact with Rivadeneira.
Yeah, a lot of contact there. Carver kind of kicked that off. Got just on the inside. I believe it was Farrow. I'm not sure who he kind of knocked out. And actually, he just got taken out. Carver got taken out by Salas. Salas now taking a little spin. Carver continuing on mowing that grass.
Wow, the leaderboards are not liking this right now.
It's more drama than you like for your first corner.
Members of the back also just getting collected in that, and Espandola made out like a bandit, just skated by everybody.
Yeah, we talked about this before the race, and we mentioned the silver class and just how much action we saw in the first lap, and I was not expecting to see that so early on here for the pro class.
Yeah, I believe the person who made contact with Carver was actually Peter O'Brien. Peter O'Brien now back in the 19th position, kind of running mid-pack just behind Anderson. Derek Anderson, right there in front of him. But
he's not going to be happy about that.
No, he's not. But we've seen him kind of come back from quite a tumble. But also TJ Lavalley. I know we were trying to say that name earlier and messing it all up, but Lavalley is running just ahead of him, just ahead of Derek Anderson.
Yeah, the Potato O'Brien's
to see him so far back now. He's run away with the first couple of races this season, Lavalley, and I'm surprised to see him that far back in this one. I wonder if this is not his track, or if everyone else has suddenly stepped their game up.
You know what, I think on this track, the Porsche really is just trying to kill you. So he might just be having trouble getting that rear end to do what he wants it to do.
He was looking really great in practice, though. It looked like he was able to get that rear end planted, just kind of pull out through these twisty bits, and he had a lot of pace, but I don't know. No, I don't have that seat of the pants.
Perez just went into the sand there in that corner. Don't know what went wrong.
And you know what? I've spoken with the members of Beck Racing. They've just been having a little bit of trouble getting used to their cars. Mainly Davinder Singh and Sean Brower. So, you know, it's good to see them continuing to race. I do believe they are here. So, unfortunately, their cars are locked for the season. So it's just got to get your head down and keep going as Justin G really chases down Ricardo Perez. Justin G trying to have to look down the inside. They're going to go wheel to wheel, avoiding any sort of contact. Ricardo Perez going a little wide, but maintains the lead. And TJ Lovely.
Lovely's making a move?
Yeah, he's going now with Sully Saad. Wheel to wheel, both Porsches.
Yeah, coming through Hawthorne Hill, that's an incredibly hard one as they make a little bit of contact coming through Westfield and Dingledale.
Wow.
It looks like Lovely just barely touching that grass. You don't want to get too aggressive.
Wow. Amazing. Look at that.
There he goes. Oh, but wide.
And he overshot.
Pushed too hard.
Keep it out the wall.
Some really great save there. We saw him get really sideways in that grass, and that's incredibly tough to recover from.
He's wiggling right, like the tires are cold. Wonder if that was his issue.
I would have not expected that from Sully Saad. That was fantastic through that entire sector too, just wheel to wheel with Lovely as O'Brien goes wide. O'Brien making the same mistake as back in season 7.
Back at T1, London and Singh going at it side by side, and they're leaving space for each other.
Oh, Peter O'Brien must be gutted right now.
Yeah, you no doubt we'll speak to him after the race, though. Find out exactly how he feels.
I'm sure he's thinking about it right now.
I'm watching the top 3 just really kind of run away from the pack. We got Joel Dallas, Brendan Schmid, and Josiah Farrow in the top 3, all in Bentleys this race. In fact, I think within our top 10, we had 6 Bentleys qualify. So out of those 6, you know, we've got 3 right here in 1, 2, 3. A fleet of distinguished gentlemen, as Captain Insano says in the Twitch chat.
And you know what? We've seen this.
Quite interesting.
We've seen this before from Brendan Schmid. You know, he's gonna let Joel Dallas just run around in the front. He's gonna put that pressure on, but we're gonna see a move from Brendan shortly.
Yeah, he's pressuring him incredibly hard right now. I think either that or Dallas is really just kind of taking the pace and saying we don't need to go that fast. Because we did see him put down an incredible lap in qualifying. You guys didn't get to see that. It was a few tenths faster than Schmid and Farrow to put him into that pole position. But I think Dallas definitely has the speed here. But we saw at Donington, you know, the really turny tracks that, you know, the tires do fall off on the Bentley. And with it being a very hot track today, I mean, it's 35 degrees Celsius out on track with 46 degrees on the track surface itself. So it is incredibly hot. And these guys really need to maintain a good enduring pace rather than a full sprint pace.
Yeah, you try telling that to Lavallee right now. He's definitely got eyes on Bray. Sorry, he's just waiting for an opportunity to get past.
Man, it looks like Marquez is trying to get around Espindola. He's going to have to move on he lost a bit of time there. He tried to make that move down the inside. Espindola nice and tight blocking the door. No, not Plumbo.
Peter O'Brien. Oh, and it looks like he collected.
He took Bray out.
TJ is now into the pits.
Thankfully for Peter, the cameras cut away, so we did not see any of that violent action, but stick around for the post-race show as we're going to have a nice look at that with Peter.
Yeah, that was definitely painful. I didn't see the event happening, but I saw the aftermath, and that was awful.
Guys, and it's a repeat of the silver class. We have a car parked in the exact same spot. He's on the outside now. Car number 77 of Armando Iglesias. I think that corner is cursed. Nobody show Loic this. He won't be happy. And it looks like Sean Brower, unfortunately, with a retirement.
This first 5 laps has been pretty brutal. Like, are there any cars out there that don't have a scratch on them at this point?
The top 3?
And the guys in the back, I've been keeping my eye on Espindola. That car looks pristine as far as I can tell. He has been a lucky guy this entire race. Stayed in the back, kept his nose clean, watched all the accidents happen, and picked up his places.
Well, you know what?
That's fair. Sorry, on you go.
I was gonna say I don't want to curse Espindola, but he does have Carter Irvin and Dean Lusch before. We saw Lusch, or at least I believe it was round 2 or round 1. I mean, he did podium. We saw him podium in silver class. So these guys are going to be quick. We have Derek Anderson right behind. So Espindola might get into some trouble.
Big spin up ahead.
Oh, and it looks like Robson and Saad having been collected out themselves. Oh, that's fortunate for Espindola.
Like I said, and we've witnessed it, he's picking up the pieces out here, keeping his nose clean.
I guess if everyone else ends up retiring, you still get some points at the end. That's the great system.
Carter Irvin really putting on the pressure.
And Carter is fast as well. Even though he got some damage on him, he's still doing a 26 out here.
Oh, sorry. I said Carter Irvin. This is Ty Carver behind Espindola. And the Aston just getting great straight line speed on the exits. Oh, and Dean Lusch now. He's going to go wheel to wheel.
Oh, Carver's back.
Wow. Great move with the switchback from Ty Carver. But look at that, Derek Anderson trying to get involved now as well.
And this is where these 3 guys back here know that they're faster than Espindola. They gotta bide their time here. It's Brands Hatch. You make a lunge that's not gonna work, a low percentage move. You're gonna lose a boatload of time. Now he's in a second back on Espindola, trying to defend these positions, you know, behind him, behind Lugsec and Lund. He's just got to drive his race and wait for Espindola to hopefully make a mistake or be opportunistic with the pace differential that he has. Like you said, it's straight line speed. Set yourself up, stay close, and then get him on the straight where it's nice and safe. And then move on, keep the Porsche behind you.
And talking about a Porsche behind you, Devinder Singh trying to do that same exact thing here with Sully Saad. Devinder dipping that tire into the apex, unsettling the car just a bit, already carrying some damage. Sully Saad trying to make that move down the inside. I mean, he had the pace to keep up with TJ Lavallee. I don't know how long Devinder is able to maintain this pace.
And it looks like we got a drive-through penalty for Prado as the stewards found that the car's number 999, which I believe is Irving, Prado gets a drive-through penalty for that, for avoidable contact. And out of the Twitch chat, Alan Fubar says, it's 3 a.m. I've just finished studying, looking for good racing before bed, LOL. I don't know if you're going to find good racing. You're definitely going to find some good wreckfest tonight.
Yeah, I'm just keeping up here with Joel Dallas. These 3 guys are maintaining a beautiful Truly train, but I'm almost terrified for Joel Dallas. Brandon Schmid is pretty much a sharpshooter in his own right, and he's just going to wait and put on the pressure until Joel Dallas unfortunately gives in and makes a mistake. And we had Joel here in the booth before the race. He seemed a bit hesitant. He was scared of what was going to happen, and so I'm pretty sure Joel is keeping an eye on that rearview mirror right now.
Marquez is about to do the same thing as Prado's going to make a move. Back. quite a way back, but is that for position?
It is, yes.
Wow, because Prado was 2 seconds a lap faster.
Yeah, great job by Marquez putting the car down the inside. Prado not finding the speed or the braking distance on the outside. One more time. Looks like he's trying to go for a switch line on the inside line, but Marquez just doing a great job of defending, really making that macaw nice and wide.
Yeah, and his car's damaged as well, so I mean that might affect the lap time, but it's good that he's able to put up such a fight.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Jeffrey Bray, it won't be much of a fight for him as he's been lapped as he follows behind them.
And speaking of fights, within the top 10, we've got JD Daniel and Nixon kind of going at it wheel to wheel a little bit as they came through Surtees and now leading up to Hawthorne Hill. Or sorry, not Hawthorne Hill, but Clearways and Clark Curve.
Oh, and the 77 Huracan in the grass on the pit lane. It has not been Armando Iglesias' race tonight. I believe this is the first time we've seen him in the pro class and the 604 server.
That's Nixon and JD Daniels going side by side through Druids.
The pedantic Squirrel doing a great job of defending, keeping Nixon behind. But it looks like Oswin Wilson will now get into the fray.
Yeah, as they go side by side, they did have a little bit of a gap between Wilson and Mercer just behind them. Those two not battling too much behind, but really just trying to catch up, make sure they're staying in this pack.
And actually, I want to take this quick time as we have two of the drivers together racing. We have Jeremy Mercer. I want to clarify, in previous broadcasts, we have mentioned that he was in the silver class. Correction, he was in the pro class last season for season 7. And Oswin Wilson, unfortunately, we have referred to him as a Jamaican driver. He's actually from Guyana. So just wanted to make those two clarifications right now as the Guyanese driver hunts down Jordan Nixon while defending Jeremy Mercer.
I'm still addicted to this fight between Prado and Marquez back for 16th. Prado did make a little bit of a bump draft lap ago. Nobody suffered from it, so I don't think it's a big deal, but yeah, he really wants past. He's just not quite got the pace for it. I don't know what Marquez is doing, but whatever it is, basically witchcraft at this point, just to hold him back.
Oh, there he goes.
You think so, but yep, see? Witchcraft.
He's doing a great job of following. He's carrying a ton of speed. Marquez is going to have to be careful when closing the door if he doesn't want to end up spun.
He takes a much tighter racing line out the corners than Prado does. I don't know if that gives him more speed towards the end of the straights. Oh, and Prado's given up. What's happened?
Yeah, that's very weird. He's dropping back. Jeffrey Bray's going to go for the lap now. I want to drop away really quickly. I'm looking at the number 15, Josiah Farrow. It's really close on track, but just still too far away for any sort of a move. We have an interesting, a bit of a group here. We have a group of 3, a group of 4, and then another group of 3, but there was actually, there they are. It's Jackson, D. Braze, and G. Camillo. So our top 3, 4 through 8, and 9 through 11, potentially 9 through 12, all forming their own Truly trains.
It's always good fun. I like to watch them like that.
Definitely. And I'm rooting here for Action Jackson. You guys may know him as James, but he's James Action Jackson. Starting to pull away from D. Braze. DB Cooper not really having that stealthy exit as we've seen before. G. Camillo is right on his tail. As another quick side notice, guys, if your name is pronounced differently or there is a nickname you do not prefer, please be sure to tell us. We just roll with it. So if you've never brought it up, we're going to keep going with it. So D-Braze, if you don't like DB Cooper, just let us know. But for now, DB Cooper still falling behind Action Jackson with not much of a fight, unfortunately. As I say that, the top three are getting closer. Brennan Schmid really reeling in Joel Dallas now. Cigar, it looks like you're being called out in chat. Captain Insane says you're a bit sus.
Sitting here quietly, that's one of our friends from PSR. That's TJ's team, PSR Pro Sim Racing, and Luke is here only to grief me and give me a hard time. Thanks for being here, Luke.
That wouldn't be Luke Bomeister, would it?
That is the boaster.
Luke, why aren't you in this race? We actually heard in the post-race show that you would be in tonight's pro race.
Luke has a million excuses, but prior commitments, from what I understand.
Because
and
he's a useless
Nissan, if I remember
POS.
correctly. So there's multiple reasons why he's not here tonight, and I can't blame him.
Well, he also says we might see a shipwreck soon. I think the only shipwreck you're watching is actually this broadcast. So,
well, you know what? I'm hoping these Boatleys do something at one point or another. They might just kind of enjoy following behind each other. I mean, I think Eric Neville might be agreeing with you guys. He's in Nowheresville, nothing really going on. That being said, unfortunately for Pareto, he is out of position, so he's fallen down to P21. It looks like he's come in for his pit, so maybe that undercut's going to work out. But it looks like Oswin Wilson now facing pressure from Jeremy Mercer. And Action Jackson right behind, so this truly train is about to get underway.
A little bit of side information here regarding Peter O'Brien, the number 69, sitting in 23rd position right now. He's in a very interesting spot. He's all by himself. He's catching up to guys who have not pit yet, so he's just going to make up 3 positions here whenever the pit cycles kick off for these guys in front.
Yeah, Potato O'Brien just not having the best luck out here tonight.
Brian, if you're watching, I only call you that when I'm racing against you, okay?
Yeah, Peter, we had a hard time coming up with a nickname, but within the first 5 minutes of Bakshi being in the booth, he says, you know what, for a long time, every time I raced with Peter O'Brien, all I ever saw was P. O'Brien, and now I just call him Potato O'Brien on track, so I don't know if that has anything to do with you being from Wisconsin, Peter, but there you go.
Oh, this is going to be my legacy.
as we saw on the stream, as Gerson was talking, was Wilson just took a little tap to Mercer as they went side by side out of Druids into Graham Hill. Now they're just kind of come through Surtees to Pilgrim's Drop. But that little tap might have kind of jostled Mercer because it looks like he dropped back a little bit. It was like that was maybe just a little bit too aggressive for him to kind of compete with.
Yeah, and we saw a bit of a dive down the inside from Action Jackson. Gustavo Camillo going wide. Great job of closing the door back on track from TJ Lavallee. But yeah, Action Jackson down the inside, lost a bit of control. Unfortunately for him, he's been able to keep pace away from D-Braze. Wanted to call him DB Cooper again. But it looks like he's lost a bit of time from Mercer, who's now catching back up to Oswin.
Yeah, and that gap between Oswin and Nixon and Daniel has grown tremendously. Them going side by side has certainly not done them any favors, and that gap is now over a second, over actually almost 2 seconds. As we watch Jeremy Mercer still putting the pressure on Oswin Wilson. not being very careful not to repeat to get side by side and get knocked around. Hopefully he can get a clean pass in here.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just waiting for the Bentley tires to give out.
Speaking of pressure, P4 and P5 going at it. Bentley versus a Lexus, and you just mentioned tires. I know who's going to give first. It's going to be that Lexus.
You know, knowing JD, I'm gonna put my vote on him, but we've seen Jordan Nixon pretty strong in the 6 hours of Kyalami in the Bentley, so I wouldn't doubt it that, you know, he might put on the pressure, especially with the top three running in the same car. The Lexus might not have the best chances, but JD really doing a great job of driving that car hard. As he's going to come in for an early pit, leaving Jordan Nixon out on track.
And we got Joel Dallas also in the pits.
Yeah, and you know what? Brennan, as we saw in chat, pitted about a lap ago. He's currently down in 13th. We're going to see where he's going to come out in relation to Joel Dallas. Did the undercut work for Brennan Schmid?
Well, I'm watching Joel Dallas. He just came off the jack stands, and now he's headed down pit lane. Brennan Schmid is still not quite to the last corner to be able to make up that straight on Brabham Straight. As Joel Dallas is now into pit exit. That puts Brennan Schmid just coming to the start finish, just behind Joel Dallas. Let's see if he can get up to speed. Joel Dallas being on cold tires may allow that gap to drop. It looks like Schmid now within a second of Joel Dallas.
Yeah, and we have Josiah Farrow going long. He's still out on track. He's almost right behind them entering Sector 1. As we saw that undercut did not work out for Brennan Schmid, so maybe going long for Farrow is going to put him ahead of both of them.
Well, he is getting squirrely on track. I'm watching Josiah Farrow kind of navigate these corners, and he's slipping a little bit wide, getting some understeer in some of these, and then also getting some oversteer as he comes out of them. So he probably is thinking that these tires are starting to go or have gone exceedingly long, and we'll be pitting this time by.
And, you know, by this point, I think that Brennan Schmid's going to have to make the move on Joel Dallas. Joel is showing fantastic consistency that I don't think the move is going to come in the way that Brennan Schmid might be hoping for. He's going to have to attack. He's keeping it nice and tight out of the corners, but Joel Dallas doing a great job of pulling away on exit. That just could be his tires warming up as he gets into the corner, allowing Brennan Schmid to catch up.
And Farrow's still not taking the pit, still staying out for the next lap. And speaking of strategy, we got some Twitch strategy chat going on. Whelpcake says undercut not viable at Brands ? And Thrux MK1 says the tires suck on the outlap.
It looks like Wilson's retiring. He is basically stopped.
It doesn't look like he has any damage. Did he forget fuel?
I have no idea. I mean, he's still technically moving, but
he hasn't pitted, so he might have put in exactly the amount of fuel he needed. And it looks like he's cutting through the grass to hopefully get into the pits. He might salvage this.
He is hoping to coast the entire way to his stall. Pray that he doesn't miss his box as well.
Let's hope his box is early on in the pit lane. It would be soul crushing for him to have the car die a few spots away.
No kidding.
I think this part might be the most exciting part of this race. Will Oscar Wilson make it to his pit?
when we did the 24-hour charity race at Silverstone, there was a member who ran out of fuel at the last turn and got it in neutral and was pushed back within the last 2 hours of the race so that he could finish it with his team. It was remarkable and the highlight of our race.
Oh, it looks like he made it.
Looks like he made it.
Oh my goodness.
I was just
Wow.
like, when,
Right.
Oswin, when? It just, he kept going.
I thought he was gonna have to resort to like turning over the ignition and having it stall just to lurch forward a few feet.
Ooh. Nice little battle here, not side. There was a Porsche in front of Faro. It looks like that's Gene Solis in the Ferrari. Nope, wrong car again. Oh, it's the number 14. That's Ricardo Perez. Looks like that's Rodelli and Robson ahead. All having pitted except for Robson and Faro, who's right behind. Great job by Perez letting him go. I mean, I know he's in a battle right now.
Yeah, I think with Faro kind of getting trapped up in some of these back markers, he's got to end up pitting sometime soon. I'm actually surprised he went one more time by.
Well, you know, there is no pit window for this season, so he could go as far as he wants to push, depending on how comfortable it is. I saw that tire, that front tire move. It looks like he's giving it a whole lot more input to just keep it on track.
Oh yeah, right there you could even see that Ferrari rear end sliding out a little bit. I mean, these temperatures are absolutely insane. To give it you perspective in freedom units, it's 95 ambient and 113 Fahrenheit for the track side. These tires must be melting.
Great job by Rodelli making a move for Josiah Faro. However, that stop has allowed now Ricardo Perez to catch up. Maurizio is going to have to start pushing to keep Perez away.
And we know with those Porsches, it's not the easiest thing to do to take it around this track.
Just tell Action Jackson, as he's pretty much in Nowheresville right now. And DeBraze and Mercer ahead of a couple of lap cars of Carter Irvin, or Ty Carver, and I believe that's, I don't want to take a guess. Yep, Carter Irvin. All right, so we have Ty Carver and Carter Irvin both together on track, P26 and 27.
A little bit up the field from where you are, just you don't have to go to it, but we have Potato O'Brien and TJ about a second apart from each other. I'm feeling like the last 15 minutes or so are going to be pretty spicy between these two. One of them's going to catch the other, and we're going to have to pick favorites here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, you know, I might have to give it here to the Potato Man, who just put in a 127 or 124.7 compared to Lavalley's time of a 125.1. So it looks like O'Brien is really starting to pick up the pace.
He sure does. I think it'll be about another 4 laps, and we'll start seeing some action right around the 15-minute mark here.
And Joel Dallas still keeping the fight ahead of Brennan Schmid. Brennan Schmid trying to dive down the inside into Druids. And it was not enough. Joel Dallas maintains the lead. And Justin G has now come in for a pit. He was currently second in the grid, dropping down to 14. And I don't believe Josiah Faro has pitted. He's gone without a pit one more time. Oh, and there's just a lovely battle right behind Brennan Schmid and Joel Dallas. It looks like that's Derek Anderson. Can't seem to find him on the grid, unfortunately. Actually, that might be Dan Lund. That might be the reason why. Nope, that was not Dan Lund. I don't suppose you guys see another Audi out here.
Not right now. I'm watching Schmid and Dallas fight it out. It looks like Schmid is about to pass. Dallas has held on, but on the last lap, he took a really weird line, pretty much over the pit entry marker. I think it was panic. And he took a completely different line that time, so it's not like it was intentional. But it does look like Schmid is getting impatient behind him. So I'm expecting that any second.
That other Audi you saw was Anderson, number 10.
Yeah, we quickly switched to the pits. Unfortunately, I saw him too late. But that battle I quickly saw there was Oswin, Sully Saad, Bob Robson. And unfortunately, that looks like Eric Neville still in Nowheresville, unfortunately.
And it looks like we got Faro in the pits finally.
Ooh, will this work out for Faro?
And Joel Dallas and Brennan Schmid both coming through Sheen Curve. Now into Sterling's and Clearways with Josiah Faro still in the pits, not off the jack stands. Now Faro off the jack stands, coming down to pit lane exit.
This might have worked out for Faro. Here they come now.
Quite as they come down the straight, they're going to bypass Faro, just getting side by side into turn one with Schmid just barely clearing Faro's front end. Faro's still got to nurse those cold tires.
And I bet Faro's saying to himself right now, if you guys just fought for a little bit longer and bought me some more time, man.
"14 minutes left to go. Joel Dallas is going to have the fight of his life. We're going to see Josiah Faro's tires come into their own in the next 3 to 5 laps. And then we're going to really see him push. Now, if I'm getting this correctly, according to Larry Foster, our sim racing coach, one of our sim racing coaches, actually along with Josiah Faro, according to Eris, these tires reach peak performance within 3 to 5 laps. Something about how they're modeled in the initial couple laps. They just don't have, I guess, not enough grip, or there's just some magical sauce missing that Josiah Faro is going to start to pick up.
Yeah, Josiah Faro kind of fallen back quite a bit with those fresh tires.
Oh, Brennan Schmid falling nice and close, having a look round the outside. Joel Dallas keeping it nice and tight.
Yeah, Schmid getting really offline there, allowing Faro to catch up. You know, that's going to put him out of the contention for Joel if he keeps that up.
Oh, this might be it for Faro.
Look at how
Will he
much
have
time
the
he's
faster
picking up.
exit? He's going to have to keep it on track in order for that to work.
A little bit of what we talked about earlier, right? I mean, there's time you spent fighting, you lose time to the car behind you, you're stuck defending, you're offline, you're worried, you're driving in your rearview mirror now. You know, it just creates problems when, you know, these guys, if they had stopped fighting, they would have been miles ahead of Faro by now. They could have done whatever they wanted.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But part of the strategy too is if you can slow the first, you know, the guy in pole position, slow him down a little bit and get the guy behind you to kind of come up and battle. Sometimes you can actually win that out by forcing them to battle by backing out of it and allowing them to take each other out or to capitalize on the double draft. So for longer tracks, you know, things like that would help out. For short dogfight tracks like this, maybe not so much.
100%.
I can imagine it's a lot. I imagine it's a lot more scary to see two position fighting cars in your rear view mirror than it is just the one as well. It's a psychological element to it too.
It depends on how you look at it. If you're a driver who does look in his rearview mirror, which apparently Joel Dallas does not, you know, you can definitely feel that pressure. But you know, if you are one who does look back, yeah, it's like I am. It's incredibly precious. Like
You
I
know
just
what?
feel like I die.
Now that you've mentioned that, I think Joel Dallas has finally earned his nickname. He for now and forever will be Joel the Iceman Dallas. That man has ice in his veins, does not even look in that rearview mirror. And I hope Brennan Schmid isn't too focused on it right now, as now the battle shifted and Josiah Farrow is really putting on the pressure.
Much of the same kind of pressure that from Nixon on Daniel here as well. He has been riding his butt for the last couple of laps.
I think he's been riding him in the entire race. We haven't seen these two at one moment separate from each other, even going into the pits. And we did see J.D. Daniel bust in a lap early ahead of Nixon. So Nixon's really found the pace. Whether or not the undercut actually helped J.D., Nixon's done a great job of maintaining position behind him.
He certainly has. And the lap times are like thousandth of a second apart. It's awesome.
Wow, just right on his bumper. Jordan Nixon really following closely behind on JD.
And really speaking of awesome, I mean, you know, even after the pit cycles, these guys have just kind of reverted back to the same battles that they had prior to the pits. You know, we've got J.D. Daniel and Nixon and Mercer with, well, I guess Mercer now kind of is now battling DB Cooper or Debray, but he's got Carver behind him still. So those positions have not changed whatsoever outside of the pit cycle.
You know what? I think you might have come up with a better one than DB Cooper. He's Debray.
Debray. Who races with the Dub Bears.
Oh, and unfortunately for JD, he now has Sully Sod right in front. Sully Sod's going to have to make room. This is blue flags. It looks like he's giving him some room potentially, and he does. Unfortunately, also for Jordan Nixon, he does go through, as I've had that situation now on Monday nights. I understand the difficulty of a back marker, so great job by Sully making room where possible. That is not always the case, especially here at Brands.
So tell me, what is going through your head right now if you're Neville? You got 8 seconds in front of you to the podium. You get 8 seconds behind you to 5th place. What's going through your head at that point?
If this were me, it would be, why am I not faster? And it's also, why are the guys behind me so slow? But, you know, it's when you're out in there in Nowheresville, you really kind of focus on yourself as being like hot lapping. Or almost time trialing. So you're trying to focus on making sure your lap times are consistent or progressively getting better, especially after a pit cycle. As we watch Jeremy Mercer get another tap, now this Truly train has closed up quite a bit. With Debray just behind him. Very, very, very close battle there. And looks like Action Jackson
he's not too far behind.
If they're not careful, he'll be able to come up and actually pick up a position.
Yeah, now JD behind Jean Salas. Looks like he's going wide to allow them to get through. Great job by the back markers tonight. Tricky situation, as we saw earlier from Sully as he was being chased down by Jeremy Mercer. Everyone kept away from contact, which is great. I almost forgot about these guys in the lead. It looks like they've come back to their Truly train. It seems like they might be happy with their current positions.
Well, it looks like Farrow has a run on Schmid. He's going to go to the outside. Not quite there. Close enough. Almost a repeat of his pit exit there. But Schmid just able to hold that inside and not capitalize on that pressure.
And he might have just concertina just a tiny bit. And I'm starting to think maybe Jeffrey Brace tires are just not holding up enough grip to carry the car. It almost looked like Josiah Farrow was almost lunging towards him and had to lose some of that speed right behind. And as I've learned from Davin, when defending and the car behind is faster, that's a key strategy to kind of let the brakes do the work for you and have a slight little pump. Not so much a brake check, but just let the guy behind you pump the brakes and lose the speed on exit.
It's one of the key parts of defending, right? Is being or occupying the real estate that your opponent wants to be in, right? And force them to not even have the opportunity to be there.
You also hear that saying, make your card as wide as it will go without extending its physical limits.
Yeah, I don't think that's a challenge for the boats.
Gonna start seeing them throwing the doors open in a minute.
Oh,
Farrow
Josiah.
again going on the outside.
The man is weaving. He's impatient.
Looking to the inside, trying to get that run. If he can get just an edge
he's got
in,
it this time. He
he's
has
got the
to,
inside.
Wow,
Josiah
fantastic.
Farrow
Yeah.
making it happen. Schmid a little bit upset with that. Gets a little bubble on exit.
As close as racing gets. Beautiful stuff.
I wonder if Farrow's going to use that. His pace now has looked better than Schmid. I mean, look how far ahead he is already. I wonder if he's going to be able to catch up on Dallas at this point. There's only a couple of laps left here.
And we got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this race.
So that's
Dallas,
what, 2.5
our pole-
laps.
About 2.5 laps, and Dallas is our pole leader. Brendan Schmid, Josiah Farrow, followed by 4th place with Eric Neville. JD Daniels in 5th, and Jordan Nixon in 6th.
Wow. You weren't wrong about that, Paul. Josiah Farrow now right on the bumper of
He's making
Joel
a move,
Dallas.
yeah. Holy crap.
Just look at him follow with that confidence right on his bumper.
It's like he attached rockets to that car.
Oh, and it's a drag race into turn 1. Joel doing a great job of late on the brakes.
Ooh, run wide.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Schmid actually making his move on the inside as well, saying, hey, you did this to me last lap. Let's make it happen again.
Man, Josiah Farrow just got a little impatient. It looks like he kind of slid into the corner, and Brendan Schmid just kept the pace down the inside.
Yep.
I was just about to mention
the
this.
sand there, so.
Just about to mention this, but Puckhog237 says those fresher tires doing work absolutely paid off for Josiah Farrow to take that late pit, because we saw how strong those fresher tires are.
And that rear end of Josiah Farrow, it's getting a bit unsettled now into the braking corner, or into the braking zone. He just has much more
that's
speed.
the salt.
Yeah, the man has the sauce. He's carrying it around.
It's the salt that's making him get a bit wide now.
Oh, well,
He had 2nd place and now he's back in 3rd.
I understand what salt you're talking about. He's going to have to add it to that sauce because the man's on fire.
Yeah, every time he comes down that straight, he's just got so much more straight line speed.
Oh, but it's not working out for him. That
Close, but not close enough to stick it in there. My goodness.
Oh,
Definitely what she said.
Schmid closing the door early, saying, I don't want this to happen again. Causing Josiah Farrow to actually go wide on exit.
yeah, I think Josiah is going to start potentially overdriving the car. He knows he can get the move on Schmid, but he just doesn't have that level head that Schmid has currently.
Well, we got a nice wild card in here. With Dean Lusch, actually running as a back marker along this straight. Joel Dallas, Schmid able to get by quick and cleanly. However, Josiah Farrow going to have to contend with him through the apex. And nicely, Dean pulls aside for the blue flag and lets them all by.
Yeah, that definitely shows Dean has a lot of spatial awareness. He knows who's behind him, knows what the battle is. Great job at understanding the situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was
Great
expecting
awareness there.
Farrow to. I was expecting Farrow to hurt there.
Yeah, I think Joel Dallas is really starting to feel the pressure on those tires. He's not pulling away as much as we'd expect him to. And, you called it, Gersten. Schmid is really just kind of biding his time.
Yeah, at this point, I think he knows that any move toward Joel's is going to be a lucky. He's really fighting for P2 now. Yeah, and you can just see Josiah going a lot wider. He's getting on throttle much sooner, and that's just hurting him.
Yeah, I get that. I'd be the same way. I'd probably have spun out by now.
Oh, I'd be in the
Perfect
same
30
boat.
laps.
I'd be hanging out in a wall
32
next to a
perfect
tree.
laps. Absolutely. 32 great laps, and then you get overtaken, you're like, nope, I'm done. So,
And then you do the
just
same
too long.
thing 3 laps in a row, side by side, down into Druids there. It's just...
Yeah, we're really seeing that speed differential between Farrow and Schmid, and just Farrow has nowhere to go in order to make that pass. This is the last lap and the last corner. As they make the drag race. Oh, Farrow gets a bobble on exit, which is going to drop him back a little bit, and that's going to put him squarely in third, with Joel Dallas taking the win. And Brendan Schmid coming in second and successfully defending against Josiah Farrow's third.
Eric Neville crosses the line. P4 did not see too much of him. Another photo finish here with JD Daniel being hunted down by Jordan Nixon. He's going to try to go side by side, but it's not going to work out. JD's going to bring that battle in fifth, followed by Nixon in sixth. Jerry Mercer now in seventh with D Braze in seventh.
Taking a nice little drifty drift there in Paddock Hill Bend.
Now Rizio Radelli rounding out the top 10. G. Camillo P11, Ricardo Perez P12. And it looks like Prado, Paul, is going to come ahead right behind Justin G, but ahead of Javier Marquez, who we saw fighting earlier. Peter O'Brien, not the result he expected tonight.
No, he'll be disappointed after his third place finish last week.
Marquez and Lavalley taking a 16th and 17th position.
And
I think
two
Lavalley is going
Audis.
to have salt for days.
Surprisingly, after that big wreck on lap 1, he made up only 1 position that entire race from 18th to 17th. Yeah, he's probably not happy
Yikes.
about that one.
No, and he's been crazy this entire season. He has run off with the wins. In
Oh yeah,
every
we
race
talk
up
about
to now.
Iceman, right?
So
I mean, it's been seconds.
so-
It's
that is insane.
definitely going to shake up the championship.
Well, guys, if you're brand new to the stream, we are currently going to have a quick intermission. We are going to collect the drivers and jump into the post-race show. We're going to analyze bits of this race, the race start, and just have a nice conversation here in the booth. So be sure to stick around. Don't leave just yet. It is far from over. But stick around and chat while we while we go do something. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome. This is the post-race show for the Pro Inter-America Challenge, Round 3 at Brands Hatch. It was quite an interesting race. Didn't have too much of a battle coming out of lap 1. We had everyone kind of separate out into their own respective truly trains, and that's pretty much all she wrote for the entire race. It was a Boatley 1, 2, and 3. So an unexpected result considering they just didn't have the power out in Donington. But it looks like here at Brands, they pretty much dominated the show. And also really quickly, Aisha Reaper, Derek Anderson, thank you for the raid. And for all you watching, thank you for being here. For all our followers today, Virtual Speed, TPC Toro Motorsports, 949 Sim Racing, and the H Train. Thank you for the host, and all you guys, thank you for the follows. Welcome. As it looks like the booth is starting to fill up, we have Derek Anderson, JD Daniel, Joel Dallas, Josiah Farrow, Peter Potato O'Brien. What's up, guys?
Okay, where'd that come from?
Yeah, it actually... I don't know if he's here at the moment. We have a new commentator joining us here at round number 3. Paul Muir, the Flying Scotsman. What do you got over there?
It's another cream soda.
Oh yeah,
to share?
fade one my way. I need one after that race.
I need some oxygen.
Yeah, pass it around for everybody. We need it.
Is it alcoholic,
Absolutely
Paul?
not.
Please tell us it is.
Doesn't
So
matter.
we don't have to
It's
share
not.
with Peter.
I'm tired of being bullied. This is disrespectful.
Speaking of bullied, let's talk about lap 5.
Are we gonna talk about lap 5?
So you were kind of coming down, I believe it was Sterling's into Clearways, and you got a little bit of a bump. It seemed a little like maybe a little bit of a rough time just overall in those beginning laps. What was happening around there?
First lap was chaotic. I dove into the grass to avoid getting collected in a couple cars like spinning out. I lost, I think, I don't know, close to 10 spots. Might have been like 8 or 10. So I was like 20th after that point. I was just trying to make my way back through the field. I'm pretty sure I just came out of the corner, got on the throttle a little too quickly, and got loose, and it snapped and oversteered right back into the wall. I tried to hold my brakes to stay out of everyone's way, seeing I was sliding back across the track, so I tried to let off the brakes to get to the other side of the track and clipped Bray on the way through. So, sorry about that, Bray. I think I said that in the chat already, but double sorry about that, Bray.
Actually, and Jean-Carl, I think you might have been getting to this. You had pretty much a mirror moment to season 7, Peter.
Yeah. Except I didn't qualify second. I qualified 11th, and the whole race just went bad. Whereas that race, I at least salvaged something out of it. This race for me, I didn't practice a whole lot for it. I don't enjoy Brands as a track to race on. Great for hot lapping, but when you have 30 cars on a track, it just gets chaotic very quickly. I pitted so early because my car had, after hitting the wall and taking someone out, I had like 15 or 20 seconds of rear aero damage, so the car just slid everywhere. Then I had to run like, I don't know, close to 30 laps on one set of tires, so they were absolutely destroyed at that point. It wasn't a good race, but I don't know, I guess that happens every once in a while.
Yeah, that was a good question that I actually ended up asking kind of internally. I didn't really ask it on the broadcast. Was we saw after you had clipped Jeffrey Bray, who is in here now, so we can get his kind of perspective on things. Jeff Bray went into the pits after your collision, as we're watching that now on the replay. And you kind of just opted to stay out, kind of feel the car out a little bit. Was that something that you already knew? There wasn't much damage. You weren't feeling anything, or was that more just like, let's just see how it plays out?
I didn't really know what to do at that point because I knew that I hit the wall with the rear of the car, and if anyone drives a McLaren, they know that anytime you hit anything with the rear or get any type of actual damage to the rear of the car, it just slides everywhere. So if you watch me on the next lap, you can see the car just slides through every tight corner, every fast corner, coming out of pretty much any one of the big long right-hander down the hill. I took really carefully because I was just trying not to kill myself again. And then at that point, I knew I needed a pit, so I just came in, I think, the next lap after that, just to try and minimize the damage, which I guess kind of worked. I guess I finished higher than 17th, which was where I finished at Olton, so that's better, I guess, but it still wasn't a very good race for me. Just poor qualifying. I didn't get a good lap in. To no fault of anyone else, it was just my own fault. I think I ended up running on practice tires, even though I thought I set it to set 3. I guess I was using set 1 or set 2 because the car felt like garbage, but I don't know. I guess it's my own fault, really, in the end.
Yeah, sorry. I was getting really dizzy during those replays of Jeff Bray just kind of spinning around, but doing an amazing job of avoiding the wall when he got spun. We saw 2 cars kind of go around him. I'm not quite sure who they were, but if anybody, I think he probably could have stayed out a little bit. Yeah, no, it's a little disappointing to hear about the race, Peter, but like you said, sometimes that's what happens for some races. We saw your qualifying, and I hope this isn't more salt in the wound. You qualified 11th. This is more one of my favorite tracks out of the British kind of pack of tracks. Last week when we talked in the post-race show, this was one that you did like racing on, and I know you kind of touched on it. It's great for hot lapping, but when it's racing, it comes a little more chaotic. Was that something that you were just expecting, even through practice with all the other cars on track and getting through qualifying?
Yeah, Brands is another one of those tracks where, very similar to Olton, if you're out front in the beginning, you're going to stay out front, which the top 5 or 6 cars did a very good job of. They held their position and just did a bunch of laps, and that's what won them the race in the end. The biggest thing about this track is if you're in the middle of the pack and someone dies, or you try to jump out of the way of people. You end up losing a lot of spots, and the track's very tight. So overtaking on this track at all is just difficult. It's very similar to Olton in the sense that you're kind of just waiting for people to kill themselves, which I don't really like for racing because you can't actually pass anyone. You're just kind of waiting for someone in front of you to make a mistake instead of being able to like actually set up and overtake. Which, I mean, I guess it's a different style of racing. It's more about consistency and just holding where you were, but to me, it's just not an enjoyable type of race.
Yeah, I think the stewards definitely had their work cut out for them this race. We're seeing a lot of collisions that we didn't catch on camera during the broadcast, but now just kind of going back through is definitely more chaotic than we were kind of expecting for Pro Class. And that's my low-key way of saying you guys need to drive better, but...
Okay, Giancarlo, come join us out there next season. Let's see how you do it. Yeah.
No, I think you guys did an excellent job. You know, as much as the result was what you wanted, you didn't want, you're able to collect back and get back where I think was a respectable position for everything that did happen. Let's open this up more. You know, Jeff, you got collected into that. What were your thoughts when you took that nice 1080 spin?
Yeah, first off, I think just rewatching it, I was surprised at how many times I actually spun around, to be honest. Like, in car, it felt like maybe twice, but that looked like 4, dude. Anyhow, but I think I probably could have handled it better by slowing down a bit more and taking less risk by just going off track more. But I couldn't tell how much Peter was moving really. So between him being directly in the middle of the track and like pretty much on the edge was like a second and a half. So yeah, it was just unfortunate really.
Carver and I were pretty lucky to get around that there. I thought I was going to slam India.
I thought you two were going to collect each other going around him. That was an incredible avoidance by both of you.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how it happened, but got out unscathed.
Dean, how did your race end up this time by? It didn't seem like it was one that you were also expecting to kind of fall down the ladder a little bit.
Yeah, it was okay. I just started out with not that much pace to begin with. It's just not one of my favorite tracks, and I didn't have a ton of time to practice, so my pace wasn't quite there. And then in that first corner there, I had to go wide out onto the gravel to avoid that incident that you guys were just playing. And luckily I didn't hit anyone there. It's just I kind of lost some time and moved back to, I think, 25th or something. Yeah, and then I had that avoidance there with Bray. I was behind Carver for a while. And then a few more laps in, yeah, this is where I avoided the wreck. So luckily no damage there, but just slowed me down. Yeah, and then a couple laps after the Bray's spin, a Lamborghini spun in front of me and ended up hitting him and then got 14 seconds of damage. So yeah, not the greatest.
You had a great battle around 22nd, 23rd on lap 17 with Salas, I think? That was epic. You guys were side by side, gaining and losing time together for laps, it seemed like.
It was a fun battle, yeah. Yeah. I think it was 2 or 3 laps, something like that, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that was one of my highlights of the race for sure, as I have it nice written down and circled with a star next to it. It was spicy to say the least.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
And speaking of spicy, we've got the captain of HMS Bentley podium, Joel Dallas. Joel Dallas leading that train of Josiah Farrow and oh gosh, who's second place?
Brendan Schmid.
Brendan Schmid. Sorry, where is he? Why is he not here in the booth? Brendan, if you're listening,
shy.
get in here.
He's just shy.
Joel,
He's starting to practice for next week already.
Yeah, honestly, probably.
Well, it was super spicy. We saw some excellent strategy going on. Josiah, you ran really long out on your pit strategy. That looked like it almost paid off, except for Schmid having some great strategy himself in keeping you at bay. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I knew that this week was going to be really tough on tires from having jumped on track in practice and, and realizing that for myself. So I worked really hard on getting a setup that would be able to last a lot longer. And I had a feeling that once people pitted, there'd be a lot of lap traffic. So I was hoping to make up time there. And it looked like it mainly worked, although I overshot my pit box by a little bit, so probably lost 2 or 3 seconds that I didn't need to there. So that honestly probably would have made the difference because we came out side by side. But yeah, Brendan was staunch in his defense. It was super fun. Was this the pass? This was crazy. I thought we were gonna make contact, but we both kept it really clean. And then 2 or 3 laps later, he did the same thing to me. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, literally the next lap was basically a repeat of what you did to him. So it was interesting and fun to say the least. But man, I don't think you could have fit a quarter in between those two cars just flat. It was so incredibly close. Looks like in chat, Camilo says, "I'm sorry about that, Peter." I think he was when he was referencing you collecting or getting collected or something.
Oh, I think he's talking about lap 1. No, you were just trying to dive out of the way. I could see that there was some chaos occurring ahead. You're all good, dude. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, actually, if you wanna look at that really quickly, it was interesting how that all happened. It was just this beautiful little concertina that was just kind of started. I don't know. I don't think Camillo, but like Peter said, if you look ahead of him, everyone just got bunched up, and then slight tap on the brakes, Peter on the brakes, Lavalley on the brakes, and then unfortunately that was just actually Prado getting into the back of Carter Irvin. Just gonna slow it down real quickly. So there it is. There's Peter on the brakes, Lavalley on the brakes, Carter Irvin, and then Prado just not watching out for that.
The ping.
Yeah, just being a little bit too close. It was like watching an accordion, and then the accordion broke in the middle.
Oh, and there's Jeffrey Bray one more time, and then we get, I believe this is Devinder. No,
yeah, that's the Devinder Singh in the Mercedes that just gets the raw end of this deal.
A double team WWE match right there is what
just
that was.
Poor bystander. Do the right thing, holding the brakes, just gets destroyed.
And unfortunately, actually, we didn't catch this. It looks like Sean Brower, his teammate, also obviously ran into him and then had to retire after lap 5. Derek's in here. Actually, wait. Derek.
So that was a betrayal, is what that was. That was a. I wasn't wrong when I said that was a WWE match going on. That was
whole thing. Someone tossed in a chair, tapped him in,
and then they both picked him up and threw him on the table. And he was like, "What are you doing? You're my teammate."
Actually, where is he?
Do you remember he was ahead? Do you remember the day that Brower jumped off the Hell in a Cell?
You know, earlier I said Derek Anderson, but that is actually Dan Lund. I keep mistaking the Kyle Lamy livery.
They both start with D, same difference.
That's true.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just want to say shout out to all the Bentley gang up front. Y'all ran away with that shit. Congratulations on being fast.
Yeah, being fast and blocking pits. Great job.
Ooh. Oh my, here we go. So we need an official apology here.
Somebody get
it's all good. I just wanted to be in the limelight for a little bit, but that's all good. I mean, no harm from it. It was just I was trying to get out of you guys' way because you guys seem to be getting awfully close on that lap.
You know, Speaking of fast, Joel, you had podium and pole. When you got that pole position, it was a few tenths faster than even Brendan Schmid. What was that something that you just kind of pull out of the hat, or you knew was gonna happen?
Definitely didn't know it was gonna happen. I think I knew maybe 0.5 was there, 23.5 somewhere there. Didn't expect 23.1. I was really happy with that, but I know those guys probably choked a little in qual. It's very difficult to get it done in 12 minutes. So I know they were coming for me in the race. As it could show, I didn't have the race pace for them. They caught me back every time a gap was made. So Brands Hatch saved me. The nature of Brands Hatch saved me, I guess. But I will say I was on the limit of my nerves the entire race. I was begging for the race to be over.
Me too.
Oh, we were thinking you were cool as a cucumber, Iceman Dallas.
Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
it was a confirmed nickname. We were gonna pass around the card and everything.
Yeah, you're
I
now
for
the
sure
Iceman.
wasn't. Not even in the slightest. Oh my god, I was sweating. It was terrible.
We were basically saying that you had turned off virtual mirror and were just driving away from everybody behind you.
Oh no, hell no. Brennan was really. You have to drive with Brennan to understand. Peter can tell you.
Oh my goodness. Driving with Brennan is like driving next to a tank. If you get too close, he will run you over, and that's the end of it.
No, it's
I was
just
gonna say it was like driving a wheelbarrow. Is you're not actually driving, you're just in the middle of it.
yeah. He's gonna take any opportunity, even if it's only a half one.
Yeah.
Maybe we better call him
dive bomb.
Brennan Senna from now.
Dive
maybe.
bomb might be a bit of an exaggeration, but also I don't think so. He will 100% stick his nose places where a slightly safe person might not.
You guys must feel like your dog trainers there kind of smacking his nose away like, no, you cannot do that.
Should call him BM Senna because he's boat mafia Senna.
Ooh.
Oh, who was that in the black Porsche? Was that?
That was
Lava
TJ.
I think that was
That was
TJ. Yeah, is
Oh,
this
man.
around lap 26 or right before then? I was wondering how you got past TJ here at the end.
Because his save on the grass was incredible.
That was like lap 4 or
that was
something.
early on.
That
Okay.
was like at the start of the race.
TJ had a I don't know, a series of unfortunate events in his race.
Like you got to watch this little bobble that he does. Like it. If I had done that, I would have just sent myself in the wall. It would have been a full 420 send.
Little bump. The scary corner.
Yeah, that's just not a corner to go side by side in, but yeah, TJ
They're
held
just
onto it.
Side by side
Wow.
the whole
Yeah.
track.
I was like,
And
oh boy. Yeah, then he goes off, then I'm
And
like,
then he just
uh-oh.
missed it. Yep.
That's a massive amount of respect right there.
I think the sand saved him there. He doesn't touch the sand, he flies into that wall.
I don't like sand. Of course, it's irritating. It gets everywhere.
TJ did post in the Discord from PSR. Short answer was, I was driving, didn't sleep well last night, misjudged the temperature of the track, messed up the balance of the car, effed up the tire pressures for quali, horrible grid, mayhem, ego, lack of talent, messed up the tires because he likes to off-road more than asphalt. And this is all before lap 4. So he says, what track next, please?
Yeah, I'm on the same train. Can we just go? Can we move on to the next one, please?
Silverstone, I guess, boys?
I'm ready for that. Send
Who's
me
driving?
there.
Yeah, that's the McLaren track. So I guess
Yeah.
The McLarens
Peter.
Yeah, of course Peter's gonna vote for Silverstone.
Well, it's
I don't
already
see Peter and
confirmed.
Eric
I
on
don't
the podium.
need to vote.
He'll probably
My
vote for a Silverstone doubleheader on the player vote.
I'm on
no.
Bathurst, but everybody else is mad at me because of that. So you know what?
I'll jump on the Bathurst train. I love
Hell
Bathurst.
yeah!
I like
Let's
Bathurst,
get
too.
some Bathurst in here. I know everybody was complaining that Bathurst isn't a racing track. I'm like, well, you get more overtaking on that track than you do this track or Olton. So I don't know.
Zandvoort for that matter.
Or Zandvoort or Zolder or any of these super tight, tiny baby tracks.
These little motorcycle tracks, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, GT4 tracks maybe.
Karting
Pit
track.
bikes? Pit bikes, yeah.
So far, you know what I think could have made a difference? I had about 8 or 9 laps of fuel left at the end.
Oh yeah, that would have done it. I don't know how much had left in my tank, but it wouldn't have been that much.
Hey, Dean,
Always.
what happened here? Your car just went left.
I don't think there was contact. I think the rear end just started going, and I just overcorrected.
Yeah, it
Porsche
looks
just
like
being
he's
Porsche.
sliding,
Yeah,
sliding
exactly,
through the whole corner.
Yeah. I had
Yeah.
trouble through that corner for the entire race.
It just said nope.
Right,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
after this, I
That's
overtook
the Porsche saying niet.
Yeah, you can see it was just drifting, and then it just caught itself and snatched me off the track.
Look at that switchback.
Hey, speaking of switchbacks, bring us to 5th place finisher, JD Daniels.
Jack Daniels?
Yeah, I'm his cousin.
bring it-
Oh, you're his cousin. Does
Yeah.
that mean you got the plug? Can you?
No,
Yeah,
Peter.
but
Bad Peter.
Ah, damn it.
actually, I'm sorry to go a little off topic here, but yeah, the racing was just absolutely heated and the track was on fire. But one of my dear friends in sim racing, his parents' house burned down earlier this week, and I wanted to ask everyone to he started a GoFundMe and wanted to ask people in the sim racing community to help him out, because it's a kind of a really tragic thing and heartbreaking thing to happen to him and his dad. They both sim raced together and they lost everything. So is it okay if I put the link in the
Go
Twitch
ahead.
chat? Okay, so anything that helps would be appreciated. But yeah, thank you. But anyway, the race with Mr. Nixon, that was freaking epic. Very, very hard, but very fair. I was sweating my butt off. It was one of the best races I've had in a long time, especially defensively. And he was massively respectful as the attacking driver, and pushed me right to the last lap. And I had to get around him when he came out of the pits on the pit cycle. So that was a little hairy going around the outside. So
Do you remember what lap?
I believe it was lap 21, like the meme.
21.
Yep. So yeah, you have it pulled up. There you go.
So you
I'll
lost
get a
the
run on-
position coming out of the pits?
Yes.
Interesting.
So then he was still on cold tires here. I got a little bit of an overlap and got a run, and I decided to send it because I didn't think I had the raw pace to pass him on merit once his tires got warmed up. So, but he was massively respectful, and I loved it. Shout out to the SR604 coaches for a house of practice, for all the battle trains we did and all of that. So, yeah.
Aren't those
Got a
the
lot.
best? I just
is
love
fantastic.
battle practice in practice. It's just one of my favorite things, because you get a lot of wheel to wheel seat time to get through some of these crazy corners that you wouldn't expect to kind of battle on, and against like other drivers you're not quite sure about sometimes. So
Yeah, like normally in these situations I like to be the attacking driver, but being defensive for over half the race, it was definitely a challenge.
Ooh.
Bonk.
Like, well done, JD. I love to see you doing well, man.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Joel. I
Tearing it up
appreciate
there. Just can't catch them boat lease.
Yeah, they were just gone. I knew I had nothing for them. I pulled off a magical qualifying with Eric throwing out the tow hook, so that was what did it for me. But again, like the GoFundMe I put in the Twitch chat, anything that would help them, especially in the holiday season, would be appreciated.
yeah,
I'll take a look at it.
it's a tragic story. I mean, we heard about that kind of stuff happening in California all the time with fire season going around. Tell us a little bit about your sim racing friend, and kind of his accomplishments and things like that.
Yeah, we all met playing Forza Motorsport. Him and his dad, they do that as a joint hobby. We're both on the same team, and I joined the team, and they're both excellent painters. The dad was a real life race car painter in the Northwest, and he carried over that skill to video games, and they passed on that talent to his son, and they both enjoy racing each other on Forza, and then over the past year and a half, they both got into more simulators and iRacing, and they do that together. And like the son who set up the GoFundMe, Travis, he is a gentle giant and just has a heart of gold. And he wants to do anything he can to help his parents. They both got pretty burned up, and thankfully they're both alive. But he lost all of his childhood possessions. They lost their whole home. So it's just like they don't deserve that kind of tragedy.
Yeah, I can't even imagine just like losing everything, literally everything you own in a house fire. And it's like, of all the places you feel safe is at home, and you don't even have that to go to anymore.
Yeah, so I apologize for bringing the mood down, but I just want to like spread the word and try to get him as much help as I can. So
no,
awesome,
thank you.
JD.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, out here in California, the past couple of years have not been easy. Living up in the redwoods and stuff, it was pretty much evacuate and go back home, only to evacuate again. So just the difficulty of being on the road and being in a hotel, and those expenses add up, and you're displaced and you have none of your possessions. It's just unbearable. I can only imagine. My heart goes out to your family, and I'll make sure I donate.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you guys aren't aware, or you just kind of joined in, you weren't wondering what all this talk about fires and stuff is, we had a loss within the sim racing community. Family lost kind of everything. So hit the Twitch chat, hit that GoFundMe link, and please donate if you can. Help a family in need.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. But back to the race, like it was excellent. So props to everybody at the front. It was really clean, and yeah, congrats to the Boatleys again. Guys dominated.
Well, hopefully we'll see them not dominate so much next week at Silverstone, or at least
Speak for yourself.
make it a little competitive, I guess. We'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll be quite a fight, no matter what goes around.
I'd like to race you guys this time. That'd be cool. Maybe I'll try and do that. Actually race people this upcoming week.
Look
If you
forward
went
to it.
slow enough, you could have been a back marker and just tried to race them that way.
See, someone said to me in a Discord call, "Hey, can you slow down? I need you to take somebody out back here. They're in my way." And I was like,
my
"No,
God.
I really don't know. I could. I really just could. Like, it wouldn't really lose me any spots."
Can you slow down?
Can you slow down and be like 23rd and just spin this guy? Yeah, I could, but do I want to?
I know we're kind of winding down here, but something I did want to see happened early on with Espendola around lap 9. He was with Carver, and then Carver into lap 10. Just curious how this all panned out. I was watching it, and then all of a sudden, poof, people are disappearing. Wonder if it was just for a pit cycle or what was going on here with Carver.
Carver
And
or
Espendola made out like a bandit. Carver, Espendola is the one I'm going to keep complimenting about just keeping his nose clean and picking up those positions. Just a phenomenal clean race by him. I think he did pretty well here, at least during that first stint.
I was gonna say, did he finish the race?
I don't think he finished.
I don't think
Oh,
Espendola
no.
finished. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure he
that's
finished in the
heartbreaking.
pits, like
Yeah.
from like lap 22 on.
So right after the pits then? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, what happened to Espendola? Did he Espin?
I think something happened
my
because I
God.
remember going around him. Yeah, okay.
Someone heard it.
Yeah, we see what you did though.
Yeah, we get you.
Been waiting to use that one. I just never felt appropriate.
It's been 3 seasons he's been waiting for that one.
Actually, a fun fact that you're not wrong, because at first it started out with Ezekiel Espendola, and now this is Emilio Espendola, totally not related. And one day on Discord I said, "Hey, Emilio, wasn't your name Ezekiel before?" And he proceeds to tell me that no, that was a different driver. So yeah, you're not too far off there. I have been waiting to use that one for quite a bit.
You thought you lost your chance because Ezekiel left, and then
I never even
Emilio
noticed.
showed up.
You know what? I raced him. I forgot what split it was last season, and no, the season before that, season 6. I'm losing track. I raced Ezekiel. Season 7, I was racing Emilio, and I thought to myself, wow. I thought he disappeared for a sec because he went to rookies, and I thought, wow, Emilio really picked up pace because now I can't keep him behind me like I used to, thinking he was still Ezekiel because obviously in ACC it's Espindola. No clue it was a different person. And that encouraged me to go rookies because I was just like, wow, Ezekiel's really quick now. Come to find out it was Emilio, different person. So I still joined rookies. It's a lot of fun. Okay, somebody say something now.
I like beating on rookies too.
You dirty sandbagger, Gerson. That's all I'm hearing.
No. You know what? Actually, I did feel that way slightly in the first race, and then I was humbled out of turn 1 on lap 2, where I completely lost my P2 and fell to last place. That being said, there is a benefit to being there. I guess to some of you guys in chat who are in 604 and maybe find yourselves being in the midfield or the backfield, if you join a different league where you might be in the front, I'm not completely encouraging you to go hunt for wins, but what I am saying is there is some valuable practice to be gained if you're not used to being at the front, because that's a whole different mind game where now you have the pressure of like, anything I lose is a loss. It's not like I'm in the back and anything I have could potentially be a win. So I think in anything, that's the one thing that I've taken from rookies is having the ability to practice being at the front and really keep the pressure. I mean, I don't think I could do what Joel did for that long. I would have lost it into turn 3 a long time ago with Brennan right behind me. So I'm appreciative of that fact. So I would encourage you guys to seek out rookies if you'd like that kind of a practice, but don't join for wins. That's not what we want. That's what Davin does. I mean, sorry.
Ooh. Shots fired. Oh my god.
No, I love Davin. Davin's great.
Want to shout out Davin for giving me that awesome livery, but I totally let him down because I came 15th and I told him I needed to be in the front row. So yeah. Rest in peace, the anime livery. It was great to have it on my car and then smash it into the wall.
We wasted a good livery on you.
He did. He really did.
You're still winning with the livery because, you're still getting action time with it. So,
that's what I was going to say. I was like, Garrison, are you just leaving it on me because you like the livery, or like, what's going on here? Like,
I
like
forgot.
watching me drive around in 17th.
I forgot. I was distracted.
That's what I thought when I first joined. This was my first race, and I had an anime livery that was for wasn't anime. It was the
Driven by Diversity.
Fist livery, and I was like, oh, they must be kind of just showing me off because they like the livery so much. But no, it was my racing. I was that good.
Yeah.
You had me in the first half.
I was say, I don't think that applies here. No, me and TJ were just chasing each other around for, I don't know, quite a few laps. I was really excited to actually fight someone, and then he flew off track, and I passed him, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just drive around for another 20 minutes. Yay.
You know what? That's actually, if we forget about Joel Dallas and Brennan and Josiah for a second, TJ. He's pretty. I mean, Potato. Didn't you say?
Where did this come from? I need to know the context on this.
I don't think we need to talk about this anymore.
I need the context on this
we
one.
can just move on.
Yeah,
You were saying,
we'll
Gersten.
come back to that.
Okay,
so,
all right.
Didn't Brian O'Brien, Peter Plumbo, didn't you say that TJ was gonna run away with it?
I'm pretty sure I said there were 2 ways it was going to go. TJ was either going to have an amazing race or TJ was going to have a bad race. And it worked out one of the 2 ways. He had a bad race, which was kind of unfortunate, but also great for me because it meant I actually had somebody to chase for a while. And then by the end of the race, he was like 10 seconds behind me. I don't know. It looked like his tires fell off, but I think he got really, really, really involved in something early on and ended up pitting. Kind of like me, because I know I pitted on like lap 6 and I had like 30 lap old tires at the end of the race. But if you watch the laps before of us going into T1, we're both just straight sideways. Like every single lap we come through and the rear end's just sliding the whole time. There's no grip. And
Actually,
I could see it when I was catching up to him, but it was funny to watch.
Talking about turn 1, what lap did you go into the sand?
Wait, what lap did I go into the sand last season?
No, this race.
I think that was lap 4 on the back straight.
I don't think I went into the sand. I think I just died.
Yeah, here it is.
Oh, this. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, if you want to watch that, a bunch of cars checked up. I didn't want to kill anyone. Espindola broke at like the 2 board, and I break at like 1.5. So I was just like, okay, getting out. Or someone in front of me broke really early, and I was like, okay, just gonna not kill anyone. Bye.
Oh, sod.
I think that was Marco, actually.
No, that was Sod. I was making the move. On
Yeah,
the
you guys were
inside.
side by side. I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna die because I don't know where to go here, so I'm gonna go into the sand.
Yeah, I think he broke way too early, but yeah, just check up. I think he was trying to do a crossover down the hill, which fair play to him, but yeah, I think it's just Constantina. Peter's like, bye.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you almost did the same thing.
Not really my race, you know.
Actually, if you guys want something interesting, the 77 had an identical moment to the silver class. I forget his name. He was running P2, where his car just died. I believe it's coming up. And look, there it is.
Higgs, wasn't it, in the silver class?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Same corner.
I'm gonna bring something else up now that you say that. Oswin. Does anyone know what happened to Oswin? He was driving down the back straight. Okay, that's what I thought. Did he have to return to the garage?
No, he made it.
He made that. There's no way he made that.
Yeah, we'll go to it. He cut through the grass and he made it.
No shot. I seen him dead stopped in the middle of the back straight. I was like, oh well, looks like he's out of fuel. Guess I'll see him in the pits.
Yeah, look, there he is in chat.
Watch
I
the
made
whole
it.
thing.
Oh my god. Good shit, Oswin. We love that.
Here, look, here it is. So, I don't know what happened to him early on. It looks like the car died, and then it died again. And then just wait. This is where it gets fun. So, I was saying, wow, yeah, Loic would not be happy watching this. It's in the exact same spot. Like, there's Joel.
Oh, God.
Oh, here we come, yeah.
Gosh.
I remember seeing this. I was worried.
That's
I was
giving
too.
me PTSD.
Wasn't sure if he was going to move.
Oh no, he's backing. Oh dear.
Yeah, Ilpa would have been
Was he the guy
scared there.
that did the reverse backwards in that corner in the silver race?
Yeah, I did catch that.
Yeah, he reversed into Ilpo, and then poor Loic just had nowhere to go. Oh,
And I ran in the
Seems
back
like-
of Loic.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Seems like there was
Wow.
He is having a bad time, and everyone else is amazing that they dealt with that.
And he's just zigzagging back and forth. I don't know if he's like trying to
his
get the
wheel back
dirt off
again.
of his tires or what he's doing, but
Yeah.
Hats off to all the guys going around in there, because I would have been right in the back.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, then I
Curve
can remember. Yeah, I remember this. I was like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" I didn't see all the chaos in front of me that he caused, but yeah, I was trying to get around him as quick as possible. And I think he spun and took out Sod, if I'm not mistaken, after I got by him.
Yeah, I was behind you, I think, for that.
Yeah, he was taking he was braking, making some weird braking markers. I couldn't quite figure out where to do it, so I kind of just took my time. I'm like, all right, but then he ran wide here, and
Looks like he wanted to tap
he
you a little
wanted to
bit.
hit me, but I'm like, nope, just get around me. Now, yeah, I think down here is what he clipped Sod,
Yeah.
or there was a Constantina from it.
Oh no, it was Robson.
Oh, Robson.
Robson.
Oh, Marquez as well.
he
Oh,
got clipped
clean up.
as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, Bray sneaks through.
Oh, that was close.
Hey, look, there goes Espindola. Getting lucky again.
And there was Ty and me behind.
Good timing. Good
Who did we-
timing.
Oh, Oswin. Let's go watch his.
Yep.
Yeah, look at this lap right here. All right, let's see. When did he run out of fuel? There it is.
Oh, poor Ozzy.
That's rough.
Then wait for it. Looks like it's starting to die.
He's
Ooh.
already got the blinker on. He's prepared. He's like, everybody go around me, please.
He
There
said
it
he
is.
was so focused and like he just don't know if he just forgot that he needed to pit or something.
Because I seen him rolling down
ran
the
a
track
lap
right
too
there,
much,
and
I
I
think.
was like, what the hell? Why is he just rolling? Is he like, he's got to be out of fuel. His blinker's on. He's aware. But that's, no, the fact that he made that is
Yeah, check this. Look what he does.
insane.
This is where we came on with him. We just saw him
I'm gonna
randomly.
spend the next 20 minutes watching this.
Yeah, look, he just
He just
cuts
takes
through
the shortest path on the hill.
Yes.
Hell yeah. I mean, whatever
That's
you gotta do,
thinking.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
How did he-
now I remember. Yeah, he
How
just
did he make it up the hill, though?
That's impressive.
yeah.
It doesn't leave you with much fuel either. Like it's like 0.3 of a liter, I think, when it cuts.
I thought it cut when you had 0, huh?
I think he
And
might
then
have
you were
nursed
just
it
out.
early on. I think he knew. He prepared for it.
Yeah, maybe.
His foot's all the way down right now, so
Oh,
I don't.
you know
He
what?
just
Maybe you're right. Maybe he. When did the power cut?
A while ago.
yeah cut.
It cut before he went into that corner.
Yeah.
Because he had his blinker on before he went into that corner.
Yeah, the second to last corner there.
Sounds
Yeah,
like he's
he's-
still getting power right here.
Oh, maybe I need to turn the stream up. Oh, never mind. No, I don't.
I don't know if that's just. Is it dying right here? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
this is where it
he's
died.
it's starting to die. Yeah. So, well,
You know what? Maybe it was this hill that gave him enough
Yeah.
juice to
just coast into the pits.
Come on, Osmond. Where's map 8? Just fuel save. Oh,
Yeah.
he definitely got the run down the hill.
And here's the worst part. The whole time we were like, where's his pit box? Where's his pit box? It was literally like
you
the
at the
fourth to
front?
last one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He got really lucky then. That's good.
Downward slope as well. And look at this. Nina saying, nice color for your car. Giancarlo, you have a different opinion on this livery.
It's a slime car.
I like this car.
It reminds me of
Does
the
look a
buggy
little
from Toy
slimy.
Story.
I mean, I like his
yeah.
car, but I'm the
Yeah.
dude who ran the bright green McLaren last season, so I guess my opinion is kind of invalid.
Yeah, look, he's still going. Still going.
I like this livery. I just don't know how I feel about the purple features at the front and back.
You know, I think those are my favorite
Yeah,
parts.
there
I
you
think if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't like it.
Okay, we can't be friends anymore.
You drink cream soda. That ship sailed.
Oh.
Oh, snap, son.
I came back. Yeah, we watched this entire thing. At this point in the race, we were like, yeah, this is the best part of the race so far.
Well, props to
Oh,
him for
man.
actually getting into the pits, because
Yeah,
I
I
drove
mean,
by
he-
him and I was like, there's no shot he makes it, but all right.
Yeah, good on him, man. That's at least he managed to get there.
And there he goes.
He said, I'm going to put a couple extra liters in this time.
No, I always tell him that he likes to cut the fuel too close, even when we were doing team sprint. A lap or two
yeah.
extra fuel makes no difference, really.
Yeah, exactly. I think I ended the race with like 14 or 15 liters in the car. But then again, you know, I pitted on like lap 4, so I just added a bunch and said, all right, go.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. We've seen this before 2 times with Martin Warmington. This is the first time somebody actually makes it to the pits. Paul, Cigar, did you guys have any other notes that you'd want to look at before we end the show here?
That
No, I
was
think
it?
we've covered everything that I had. My note for O'Brien, Peter, your entire note is just WTF.
Yeah, no, that was my thought too. That was the whole race. Qualified like garbage, and then I looked at my tires and I was like, wasn't I on set 3? And then I looked at set 3 and it said 3.0, 3.0, 3.0, and I went, God damn it! I think I ran on practice tires. And then JD and Eric were like, yeah, that might explain why you ran half a second slower than everyone. I was like, yeah, maybe. But at that point, I was just like, all right, whatever. We're gonna do the race. It's gonna be great. And then, you know, it just was a mess. But such is life, I suppose.
Just enjoying the drive.
I mean, you know, I tried. It's hard to when you're on a track like this. That's not, you know, fun to race on. I'm blaming the track. I'm blaming the track all I want. Same thing happened last season. I screwed up a bunch last season.
All right.
Same track.
Before Peter goes and rambles on for hours about...
Hell yeah. I'm going to keep rambling. You know that, Garrison.
We're going to move on. So if that's it for notes, guys, GC, is there anything you have?
Nope, I think that's it. I started to kind of doze off as Peter was rambling, so that's it for me.
All right. Well, we're going to end it there. And just really quick to answer this question, guys, is there a campaign to ACC? Would you call it a campaign?
Yes. Well,
no.
Not like in F1, but there is a career mode.
All right. Well, there you go, Nina in chat. There is a career mode. I don't think I've ever played it. I've always just jumped in and raced with you guys.
I think Dallas was saying that he tried it the other day and was having fun. I could be wrong.
No,
that's
not me. I've never touched the AC.
I've done the career mode. It's enjoyable.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Some active member of 604 was saying they were having fun playing it. So.
All right. Well, I guess
it's not bad. It spits you out in different conditions every now and then. Sometimes different cars. It's exciting.
An experience.
Yeah, exactly. It's an experience.
I think I did like the first 4 or 5 races when I bought the game because I didn't want to do online without having any idea of what I was doing. And after 4 or 5 races, it wasn't on.
Do you ever breathe when you talk?
Nope. Does it sound like I breathe, Garrison? I just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
There were no spaces in between those words.
Nope, there were not, and there will continue to not be.
You know what? You would make a great broadcaster, Peter.
Well, after this season's how it's going, we might be in here next season.
No, you can't do that. GC's gonna hop in. You gotta show the old man a few tricks.
I don't think I got any tricks to show him. You better ask Joel.
Yeah, I will after I show you my money.
I think I'm quitting right now, actually. Maybe I won't even do any more of this season.
Oh, come on now, Joel. You can't do that.
Can I just say that's 3 Brands Hatch races in a row I've won.
Oh, that's true.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Look at us forgetting about that, Joel, with a second.
So humble, Joel.
Win.
So humble.
Well, watch out for T1 next match. I'm coming for you.
I'm not racing anymore.
No,
I'm commentating next
he
season.
said I'm done. I'm quitting.
Oh man, as is what happens to everyone who wins at 604. You get the championship, and we never hear from you again.
Oh, all right. I should start on that right now then. All right. See you guys later. It was nice knowing y'all.
Yeah, this is why I've decided to curse Brennan Schmid, so we always have someone fighting for that title battle. I should have probably cursed Joel. We want him to stick around.
I'll be here, even if it's in the commentary box, but I'll be here.
Sounds good. Well, guys, that's it here for round 3 for the Pro Inter-America Challenge at Sim Racing 604. Just a quick things before we finish up. If you guys missed it, go ahead and click on the GoFundMe link posted by JD. I'm going to go ahead and, if I can, really quickly, paste it back in the chat. So be sure, if you can, go ahead and donate. And if you're not familiar with Sim Racing 604, check him out on YouTube for any sim racing news. And as for the league, if you'd like to join, we're currently midway through Season 8. But if you'd like to hop in the server and join the community, the link is in the chat. And yeah, so that's about it here for us for round 3. We'll be back for round 4 next Wednesday night for Silverstone. And yeah, it's been a great race. Congratulations to Joel, Brennan, and Josiah with the wins. And to everyone else, great job racing. I mean, there was some accidents, but you know what? We all got through it. So to those of you who made it congratulations. And as well to Cigar Bakshi, welcome to the commentary booth. We're glad to have you. And we look forward to the great rest of the season. So thanks, guys, for joining. That's it for us. Have a good night, and we'll see you back next week.
Night.
Take care.
Good guys.